Okay.
Yeah, we are recording.
I don't want that chair. I don't trust it. I kind of like it.
We don't have any minutes.
I want to thank everybody for coming. We usually don't have this many. Before we go any further, I have a prepared statement. On September 23rd, 2014, Mr. Weiss tendered a resignation for his position as Markleville Town Marshal. At that time, a 2-week notice was given, with no communication of recanting to this issue. The 2-week period expired Wednesday, October the 8th, 2014. This resignation, although terribly regrettable, is acknowledged and accepted. Transition period of 30 to 60 days is established. Mr. Reese will receive compensation at the established rate of pay for assisting in this transition. Addressing this issue, while moot, will be allowed at the next board meeting. You must sign up, state who you are, your name, address, so forth, and then you will be allowed to speak. This matter is moot. There will be no conversation addressing this issue.
Where's your sign-up sheet?
We'll have one right here.
May I read a paragraph from the IC code?
No, you may not.
Sir?
No, you may not.
And what?
Why? Because you do not have the right to speak. You have the right to listen, and that is in the book here. This was anticipated. It has been run through legal, and I'm sorry all you people have been brought forth.
Do we need our phone number, address?
Just name, address, phone number, yeah. And I would presume you want to speak about Sam?
Correct.
Okay. If you want to sign up, go right ahead. All I want to know, needless to say, I think most of you are here to defend Sam. That's fine. You will be heard. But we're not going to turn this meeting, this circumstance, into an argument.
Well, what will be the topic of tonight's meeting?
The regular board meeting. I am sorry this has to be done, but it's rather obvious.
It's not obvious to all. That's why we need to get educated of what's going on in our town.
And that will come about if...
And what date is this meeting?
There will be no discuss... Oh, what is the...
Second Monday in November, whatever
Second
that
Monday,
is.
whenever that is.
Monday, this is coming Monday?
No, the second Monday in
Second
November.
Monday in November,
Oh, okay,
next
Second
month.
Monday of November is the 10th.
thank you.
You're welcome. So,
7 p.m.
Yes,
yes,
here.
you got it.
yes.
And in the meantime, since his resignation, and have you got a officer in training?
We do not have.
So
But that
right now,
again rests under the situation of discussion.
so at this
I'm
point,
not going
calling
to go
the
there.
county, call the state. If you
Call
have
the
any-
county, call the state, until the transition period is completed.
At this point is unprotected.
Sure you may, sure. Go right ahead.
I signed you in. If there's nothing to say, we're unprotected, call county, call the state.
You want
I'd
us-
like to address this.
Surely.
I am John Wilson, I'm representing Sam.
Correct, what it is.
It's my understanding in talking with Sam that there is no resignation. And I think that based on that, then this has to follow the proper procedure, the proper notice of a hearing pursuant to Indiana code. So if you want to dismiss Sam, then it has to follow the proper procedures, but there is no resignation.
Those are Sam's words. Sam submitted his resignation, a verbal resignation before we three. It's that simple.
And at what meeting?
This was not a meeting.
With-
This was the process of signing a piece of paper designed so that emergency measures could be taken to pay for the payment of a fire truck. That note, that's why it had to come forth. And that is allowed under Indiana code.
Well, but it was not a proper
No, it was not, but he pushed the issue, and he tendered the resignation.
But there was no follow-up with a written resignation.
I was addressed by legal to accept the resignation, that it was okay. So there's where we stand.
Well, it's our position that this has to go through proper notice and proper procedure, and that hasn't been done.
Best of my knowledge, it has been, sir. Anything else?
I guess we'll just have to go from here.
That we shall, sir. Thank you both. If there's no other questions immediately, yes, sir.
Bud McCorkle, I represent Andrew FOP Lodge 48. Can I get a copy of the minutes once this is done?
Sure.
Okay. Who do I see about that?
Mark
Sorry?
Evans.
Okay, thank you. So what? 23rd also, please. But the 23rd also?
No.
Why not? They're public record.
No, it was not a public meeting. It was a gathering which is allowed under the Indiana code in this book.
Not a
Yes,
problem.
yes, sir.
Take care of it.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
There's no proof that he ever resigned.
Well, we're not gonna go there, folks. If it needs to go to a further state, it will take place in a different venue, not gonna take place here. So, we'll go on with the board meeting.
We're not gonna have a treasurer's report or minutes marked in Florida, so we won't be doing that.
Let's see.
We would jump on down to the police report, which we have on file.
You got it? Oh.
Another thing.
Sure.
It's my understanding that the clerk treasurer is not here tonight.
No,
I didn't hear you, sir.
It's my understanding the clerk treasurer is not here tonight.
That's correct.
Then I don't think a town meeting can be had tonight.
That's a question I don't know.
That's what I tried to read to you, you wouldn't let me read it to you. Right here.
Thank you, but I was addressing this gentleman.
They believe that the clerk treasurer does not have an assistant to step in tonight, and so they're asking for the meeting to be suspended based upon the fact that there is no clerk as to cover the official duties. And that's the Indiana code that I believe they're wanting to cover tonight.
Is it correct?
The code section, while I have not looked at it directly, I believe that Mr. Wilson has that code section where the clerk has to be here, or as Mark has done in the past, appeared by phone or by some other representative here on his behalf. And since he hasn't covered that tonight, it's my understanding that he is on vacation.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the circumstances are a little different than they have been in the past. And so with the circumstances, and while Mr. Wilson hasn't showed me that specific code section, I don't believe that it to be inaccurate as him standing there and misleading me, but I believe that that's what he has. And he's
Is that true, Mr. Wilson?
That's my understanding of the.
well, did you read it or let
I
John read it?
I would certainly, John.
Do you have the copy of the code there with you, sir?
I have it's not the copy of
You
the
have it,
code.
Ralph.
Oh, yeah, the I
Huh?
Probably out of the I
This is the code
I like the
itself. right?
portion on the bottom there.
Okay, thank you, Ralph.
You're welcome.
It's pretty straightforward. Do you not read it that way?
I believe Mark's always covered it in the past. It just so happens that tonight, the way he's always covered in the past, has been, as I indicated, by making sure that that's covered, and he doesn't have it covered by somebody. So it looks like that the meeting does have to be suspended and reset.
That being the case, I see no alternatives.
Tell us if Mark don't show up or is sick, we
Yeah,
can't have
it's-
meetings.
Right in that first
Well-
sentence.
Well, it says I'll record the proceedings and we're
Or, and
recording.
appear. He's always appeared by phone. Even when he was sick, he's appeared by phone. When he, like, for
But
example,
we've
when he
had a
had,
lot of illegal meetings.
well, when he, for example, when he had babies and kids and other things, he's
Oh,
appeared.
yeah. So you're telling us we can't have our regular business meeting?
What I'm saying is the fact that Mark's always covered it. And tonight, what I'm saying is this statute says that he has to be here to cover it in some fashion. It's being recorded, so he has that part down, but he has to make sure that he's present in some way.
I think your contention is good. With that being said, this meeting's adjourned.
I was never aware.
Thank you, Ralph.
Well, he's always covered.
Huh?
He's always been here. Come on, man. He's always present.
I do.